Indeed, it's a great pleasure for me. My wife and I are coming here for two purposes. One is to visit with you, the Chinatown leaders and the Chinese and Taiwanese communities in this part of the United States. Another reason is because our national airline, China Airlines, is buying 10 Boeing 777. The first one has just been delivered this morning. My wife and I and Jin Xin Chuzhang, we had the pleasure to be invited as VIP guests. Let me tell you, even though Taiwan is a small island, we are only about 1/5 the size of state Washington. But we managed to be a very big market for American goods. I usually tell our friends, I said, for 3 of the Washington state products, agricultural products, Taiwan always rank the top 3 buyers in the world. They are Washington apples, they are Washington cherries, and wheat. And now it's not just agricultural products. We buy aircraft. We're not only just buying aircraft, we buy helicopters. As you know, we just bought some Apache helicopters, also made by Boeing. A small Taiwan, which I have the honor to represent, managed to be the 11th largest trading partner of the United States. And don't think you're only doing trade with some 20 countries in the world. You're doing trade. The United States is doing trade with 224 countries and territories in the world. And Taiwan is number 11, which is not a small deal. Last year we were number 12. And guess which country we overtook to become number 11? My dear friends, India. You know how big India is? Their population is exactly 50 times, 50 倍, 50 times the size of Taiwan population. Their territory is about 100 times the size of Taiwan. But as a trading partner, India is even smaller than Taiwan to the American province. I was just transferred from London to Washington, D.C., and I spent quite a few years in Europe as well. I usually tell American friends and European friends that when we compare ourselves with European countries, even though Taiwan is a small island country, but among the 28 European Union countries, as you know, almost all of them are advanced countries. Only 3 of them are bigger than Taiwan as a trading partner to the United States. They are United Kingdom, Germany, France, that's all. We're bigger than Italy, we're bigger than Switzerland, we're bigger than Sweden, we're bigger than Austria. We, as a trading partner, we are very big. When we compare ourselves to mainland China, we are no small either. Even though, keep in mind, mainland China, in terms of territorial size, is 265 times the size of Taiwan. Population is about 58 times. But as a market for American goods, let me tell you, they are only 4 times bigger. Even after they've been developing so fast, even after there have been so many Taiwan investors helping the economic development. That shows that a small island of Taiwan can be a big power in terms of economic development, in terms of our democratization, in terms of our respect for history. And I was so impressed by your VIP signing book. I found among the signatories, there are 2 presidents of the Republic of China. One is President Jiang Jingguo, another is President Yan Jiagan. I found several economic ministers in your VIP signing book. They are considered the architects of Taiwan's economic development. One is Li Guodi, K.T. Lee, another is Tao Shenyang, YSL. These names, in those days, very famous. They helped lay the foundation for Taiwan's today economic development. I also found the names of a bunch of the admirals, generals. So here, this is a very historical place. And I even helped you find these 2 mirrors with the calligraphy of Tai Yan-kai. Who is Tai Yan-kai? Tai Yan-kai in 1929, when this place was just inaugurated as Chong Wa Benevolent. He was the He was Speaker of the Parliament. He was the leader of Kuomintang. And Tan Yankai's daughter, if you know the history, married to Chen. So his son-in-law is the vice president of the Republic of China, who was vice president to Chiang Kai-shek. And 他们的儿子就是陈宇安，也许你知道。所以 your 会馆 this great place is rich with history, with tradition, and this is why we admire this place, not only because you're teaching Chinese language, you try to spread Chinese culture, it's because you respect the history and you represent the history. So in that regard, I have brought you a gift. I want to enrich your historical collection. Can I have that? Now, let me explain first. 我不晓得大家晓不晓得 the reason why today we have 25 Chinatowns and about 4 million Chinese Americans can all be traced back to the very origin of 1868, when the Imperial Chinese government tried to sign a treaty with the United States, providing the introduction of Chinese railroad workers to help come here to build railroads. And but China at that time didn't have diplomats. So the Imperial Chinese government asking the American diplomat in Beijing, he was American minister in Beijing, was sent by President Lincoln. He was about to finish his term. He was considered very friendly to the Chinese. So the Imperial Chinese government asked him on his way back to sign a treaty on behalf of China with the United States, and he's American. And the treaty is such a good treaty because it's not just equal treaty, it also has the most favored nation clause. So when the railroad was finished, when the Irish workers who built railroads from the east side, when the Irish workers could stay in this country, so could the Chinese railroad workers. Today we have 25 Chinatowns. So many Chinese Americans can all trace back to the treaty itself. Now, where is the original copy of the treaty? It's not in Beijing. It's in Taipei's Foreign Ministry archives. 3 years ago, as a deputy foreign minister, I saw them out. We held a special exhibition, and we made quite a few replicas. Today, I want to present you with this replica because your ancestors' nameplate, and this provides the very basis for the Chinese American immigration into this country. So I want to open up, I want to show you.